How did Geralt meet Ciri for the first time? And what was the start of their relationship? How was Ciri as a kid, as a princess of 10 years of age? Chapter 5 of the second Witcher book answers these greatly important questions of the whole Witcher saga. Sword of Destiny opens with Geralt carefully making his way through a dense forest, an old forest named Brokilon, in the southwest of the continent, where dryads reside and rule. He meets a wounded man. The guy named Fresinet says he traveled with a company, but he was ambushed by dryads. Geralt reiterates that it's no wonder, since this is an extremely dangerous place. Geralt goes searching around, but he also gets ambushed by a group of dryads. Thanks to his communication in Old Elven language, he's able to communicate that he's on a mission as an envoy of King Wenslav and needs to get to the heart of the Brokilon forest, to the elder of the dryads, named Einte. Honey-haired dryad is dispatched with him to escort him, since he's in the forest without anyone's permission and he could get easily killed. They travel towards the elder, but on the way there, they stumble upon a girl trapped by a monster. She ducks down and the honey-haired dryad named Bran rescues her by a couple of well-aimed arrows, which kill the monster. The girl escapes towards Geralt. He tries to get information from her. Where is she from? What is she doing in such a dangerous area? But she's stubborn and behaves kind of like a spoiled prick. She doesn't want to reveal anything. She's very smart and cunning for a 10-year-old. After further conversation, where Geralt is more straight with her and treats her like a spoiled child, she reveals herself as a princess whose parents have died. She then escaped from a castle, since she didn't want to be betrothed to a young Prince Kirstin, son of King Errol. She claims he's fat and ugly, and she doesn't want to be a princess anyway. They have no choice but to take the girl named Ciri with them, since she cannot leave the forest alone, and Geralt needs to be escorted to the elder of the dryads. They continue on their way, full of whining from the little girl. She's sort of rude towards Geralt, and tries to threaten him that her mother was a witch, and that her grandma is a queen of a kingdom, and she can take off his head if he behaves poorly towards Ciri. They continue the journey through the forest. Geralt even tells a tale for a good night to her. Ciri seems to like Geralt more and more, but still partially behaves prickly. The next day, they arrive close to the place of the Dryad's home. Bran blindfolds Geralt in order to not identify the routes which lead to the place. Ciri takes him by the hand and tells him how the surroundings are beautiful, full of flowers and wild animals around. Geralt knows the reason why she didn't get blindfolded herself. Dryads want to recruit her. Their numbers are dwindling down, and they recruit young girls whenever possible. That's how Bran got recruited herself. Geralt knows she's only half-blood dryad and half-human. Once they arrive in the heart of Brokilon, they wait for the elder, Einte, and while waiting, they meet the wounded man Fresinet from the forest, who is laying safely in one of the dwellings. The other two dryads have indeed saved him, and they intend for him to stay to impregnate one of the dryads, since he cannot be trusted to be released anyway. They also reveal in front of Ciri that Geralt is a witcher. He never told her when they were traveling. Ciri is quite surprised and assures herself that he's a witcher for real. Then Bran takes her away from the hut, and in that moment, she realizes for sure that she's about to stay in the Brokilon. Her lips and shoulders tremble, but Geralt reassures her that everything is gonna be alright. Geralt warns Einte of two things. About the message of King Wenslav, which suggests to give Dryad a little part of the forest and take the rest of it as a part of his kingdom. For in exchange he provides them a protection. The second matter is Ciri. He knows she's a princess, and this could have consequences upon dryads if the message reaches kingdoms outside of the forest. Ainten claims it's a destiny that she came to the forest and was brought to her. She knows that she's a child of elder blood. Geralt and Ainten discuss destiny, which Ainten believes is a double-edged sword. Geralt says he doesn't believe in destiny. Ainten replies how little does he know, but ultimately says that the destiny is something they can choose. The Sword of Destiny has two blades according to the old runes. Ainten refuses to give any message to the king, so Geralt knows there is no help and he wants to leave. He has to leave Ciri there. She starts weeping and trembling upon receiving the news. Ainten allows Ciri to choose whether she wants to stay in the forest or leave with Geralt, but she makes Ciri drink the water of Brokilon before she decides. Water which removes memories of a former life. Bren, witnessing the ceremony, sheds a tear, remembering her past from before being a dryad. Geralt is terrified and states that dryads do evil, same as humans. But to everyone's shock, the water doesn't affect Ciri. She flushes, but has a very mild reaction. Usually it causes young girls terrible pain and twitching and emptiness when they finally open their eyes. A little bit later, Geralt drinks the water, and in the trance he realizes that Ciri is Cirilla, daughter of Pevetta and granddaughter of Queen Calanthe of Cintra, and Geralt's promised child of destiny, as per the law of surprise which he demanded from Pevetta's husband Dany many years ago. While being in the trance, he hears Ente saying that the child of elder blood can save him. Geralt thinks about what is the second part of the Sword of Destiny. He believes it's a death. Ciri and Geralt awaken at the edge of Brokilon, probably released by Ainten. The two move towards Brugge, Ciri guiding them on their way by a special feel, probably of destiny. They travel to tell King Venslav that Ainten refuses to concede land to him. They encounter Verdun mercenaries, sent by King Erwil, who have murdered a group of merchants, and plans to use the incident to provoke a war with dryads. Geralt fights them, while Ciri hides on the tree and is helped by dryads and the druid Mousesack, who has been sent to bring Ciri back to Cintra. After the skirmish, they continue their journey to Cintra. Mousesack confides that Calanthe has cancelled Ciri's arranged marriage to Kirstin, and Erwil's dishonorable actions will reinforce her decision. Ciri and Mousesack urge Geralt to take Ciri with him as expected under the law of surprise, but Geralt declines and attempts to leave while Ciri is sleeping. Ciri wakes up and screams to Geralt, insisting that she is his destiny, but he rides away. Thanks for watching. That's all for this time. Feel free to subscribe since I'll see you again in a few days with another story about Geralt the Witcher.